Hey there, guys. Welcome. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name is Amber. Thank you so much for stopping in today. I thought I would just play around a little bit in my trashy art junkie journal. I thought I would just share some easy ideas with you if you're looking to just create with your stash or use thrifted items or just use some trash or whatever you have on hand. Personally, I love to journal with all of those items. I really enjoy creating my own fodder and using my own art and making my own ephemera and all of that good stuff. So I've got some items from Valentine's Day. I've got some really cool polka dot wrapping paper that my gift was wrapped in from Valentine's Day. I've added some since the last time, but I won't go through all of that because I'll do a final flip through. I do have a video on these mermaids. Those were a lot of fun to create. I'm working on some other ideas, so I will link that video if you haven't seen that. I had a subscriber mentioned to me that I should add a little mouse to this pocket because I have the cat and the dog. So I found this little mouse in a sweet little 80s journal and I added him. So he's got his little bibs. I sort of cut so he'd hang out a little bit there. So this is just a really fun page. I love using book pages images to add to my spreads, especially children's books. Magazines are great options. Here's my blobby cats. I did just put a little piece of tape because they were sort of sliding all around. I'm working on some cute little dogs to add to my fodder list. I didn't forget about the cats. I've got blobby cats and dogs on my list. Here's another little dog that I made. This is just me using some scraps of my wrapping paper. I love polka dots. And then I just made a little tag. I did some journaling on the back from an M&M box. This I just made one night. I've been taking fabric scraps, which is something that's really fun to do. I made a little border tab here. But what I do is, and maybe I'll do, if you guys are interested in me showing this, leave a comment down below. I take wax paper or parchment paper and I basically just take this whole entire sheet and I sit down and I take a glue stick and I just randomly add scraps of fabric. And then I do go back and use my sewing machine. You probably, if you're not a sewer, you could probably use tacky glue and it would stick. And then I go and I just cut out hearts. I love hearts and polka dots, but hearts are my favorite thing to do. You know, they're very versatile and you can just add them. So that's what some of these are right here. It's just a bunch of different fabric scraps. And then I backed them up on some painty paper and I just made this little like page, maybe a belly band I'm going to add today. And this is just from some Mr. Clean's like some packaging. So, you know, I want to share my ideas that you can just create from, you know, junk. I love using recycled items. So here I just made this little tab. I think I mentioned before that I love using coffee bags because they're just so pretty. And I actually bought this coffee for the bag and it was pretty good. This was from Aldi, but I loved the squirrel. And I just added it to this just so it could like peek through this window and slide in and out. Here's a little bird and just scraps. I did take my watercolors and add some paint here. And then I took my acrylic paints and just added some paint one day. I was working on some painty paper, so I just marked it up. This is one of my little blobby cats and some more wrapping paper that I found that I love. I found it in my stash and I just stapled it on here. So this is really just scrappy, but I like to add my own little art in here for a couple reasons. One, because I like to make my own ephemera and fodder, but two, it's a nice reference point for me to go back and look at things I like to create or things maybe I want to create again. So I like doing that. So I've got some stuff set aside because I have some ideas for some journaling. and then I was just going to play around and add. I did just make this tag using scraps. This was from some packaging, more of my fabric hearts. This was from some fruit that I just finished off. Here's some Chips Ahoy cookies and just a scrap of paper. And then I added this fabric. I rounded the corners, and then I just did some journaling about my Valentine's Day, and I added this little fabric. This is a pretty large tag for this journal, so I might actually put this in another journal. I just wanted to share with you just ideas. I love to see how people create too. So I've got this little story and this little memory that I want to recreate. I currently have 5 rabbits living under my porch. I might have already mentioned this before. And I feel very compassionate for them and empathetic for them because we have so much snow, guys. I mean, we have so much snow that I think maybe July we will still have snowbanks. That's how much snow is here. And the rabbits, you know, I don't know what they eat in the winter. They're like eating my little bush, like they're chewing this bush up. So I started feeding them. I just started basically feeding them some stuff that I had in my fridge, and they really like carrots and apples and lettuce. And so that's what I've been feeding them. And I found out that they like green beans. I figured they're going to either eat it or not because they're eating my bird seed. So I drew some carrots. I was working on some journals, and I just had some construction paper out. Here's some of the scraps from the journals I was working on. This is from a field guide. I love the field guide pages, especially the ones that are all, you know, with the color already in them. But the black and white ones are nice. And I just wanted to see what would happen if I just took my watercolors. This is very messy. I was just sitting in front of the TV the other night. Yeah, watercolors work really nice on these. So I thought I would just do a page here and maybe do some journaling, but I wanted to sort of do a little memory keeping, I guess, about these little rabbits that are becoming my friends out there. Whatever helps them get through the winter, because it's insane out there with the snow. Let's see if we can find a page here. Oh, here's another little, I don't know if I shared this the last time. This was using a playing card with some paint and one of my little stamps. And I stamped some letters, added a sticker. And then this was just a scrap. And here's one of my little birds I made. And I just tucked that in there. I just thought that was cute. I might journal on that. I still have quite a bit of space in here. I got Jeff some gummy bears. I thought the packaging was just really cute with the little bear. So I just stapled that on. So there's a nice pocket there. Maybe we'll use this page. This is really just going to be a really simple glue book page. I've got this apple that I had cut out from a craft magazine. I thought I would add that. I've got my little carrots. I've got this little rabbit. I cut him out. I thought maybe I would make like this into a pocket, and then I could tuck something in and journal on it. So let's do that. I'm going to just use the tacky glue here. So how are all of you? Leave a comment down below if you are all still surviving this long February. I think everybody that I talk to is like, enough already. I love the snow and I've been out skiing in it, but my goodness, today it's probably only 5 degrees and we got like 6 more inches of snow. It's just sort of insane how much snow we have. Sort of took my tuck spot there. Be kind of cool to tuck a carrot in something. I like him there. Probably can tuck that carrot in. Oh, that'll work. Can always staple, and then what I found with the stapler, well, I just turn it over and add some masking tape. I'm so going to be making more of this washi tape that I made. If you guys haven't seen the video, I did a quick video on how I just took some acrylic paint and just put it down on masking tape. Once again, making your own art supplies really inexpensively, using what you have. This was me using my acrylic paints and then just doodling. I made some really cute ones with some rainbows on there, and you can get masking tape for $2. So, and then I just put it on parchment paper or wax paper. You can do a bunch at one time. You can let the paint dry, and then at night you can just doodle. It's very relaxing. I've got this too. I thought maybe I could use this as my journaling tag, because I thought, let's think of spring. I was thinking there's snow out on the ground, but let's think of spring. Let's get the spring here on the go here. I cut this out. This was in a Alaska magazine. I get this Alaska magazine for free, and I cut a lot of things out in there and used them. But I was just drawn to this because it said blue sky. And lately our sky is very gray. So I have that. I'm just looking through my little envelope where I just put like different scraps of things I might cut out or junk mail. I thought maybe I would do a Valentine's Day spread today, but then it went off into a different tangent. I like this mint tea. It does remind me of the garden. And this page doesn't have to be all the memory either. It can go off into a random thing, which is usually what I have a tendency to do, is go off on some kind of different tangent here. So before I start to just overthink things, I just glue stuff down. And I can always go around and outline this in black. I do that a lot, or a different color, a darker color. That way it just makes the images pop a little bit so they're not blending with the page. Got that. I like that. I could always journal on the back of this carrot. That would be a great idea. Little tea bag or tea envelope. It gives the journal a nice smell. And then I also like to use these too because, can I pull the apple up? I really want to cover the apple. Then I can use this little pocket, and I thought maybe I would draw a flower and have a flower coming out of there. Let's glue the little rabbit down. Now I changed my mind. I'm going to cut some of these out and add them to the page. I think I'll journal on the back of the carrot. I like that. So I'm just going to use this blue here. Let's go around. Probably won't work well on the green bean page. It's okay. I always like to add some little doodads just for color. Makes the magazine page sort of pop out a bit. I've got my little words here. I just take my painty paper and I just take my little word stamp set and I'll just stamp different words on. So I've got woods, and we are definitely out in the woods. Add that there. Okay, guys, I went ahead and just did a little bit of messy journaling on the back of this carrot. What I did here was I just drew a couple little tiny flowers just using some of my painty papers, and I just tucked them in this little pocket just to say that we are ready for spring and blue skies, and just a fun little spread there. Nice and colorful and bright, super easy ideas in here. Maybe we'll just do a little bit more here. I've got this belly band that I made with these hearts. I really wanted to do something with this painted page here. So let's just staple this on. I just might add a few things. A lot of times that's what I do. I've mentioned that before. I don't always fill a whole page. I like to just go add tidbits here and there. I wanted to show my blobby birds. Maybe we'll add some of these guys. Let me know if you guys are interested in doing some of these on camera. I got this idea from, I think it's Terry Runyon. I think I said her last name right. She has a video about making blobby birds, and these are really super easy to make, and it's just using blobs. So I've done quite a few of these, and I did some using, she does them with watercolors, so this is using watercolors. I did them with acrylic paint pens too. And then I tried to do some blobby cats. They didn't turn out as cute as the birds. The thing is with these though is that it's easier to just do them on the paper that you're going to use, because then you have to, fussy cut their feet out. Or a lot of times I'll just draw their feet separately on the paper. Same with their little doodads on their head. Yes, these are much easier to paint them on the paper that you want to actually use versus trying to cut them out afterwards, because then you've got to fine tune that or try to cut out these little, their little hairs in their feet. But aren't they goofy looking? Oh, see, I had to cut his hair off. I'm going to just redoodle it on the paper. All right, let's add these goofy looking birds to the page here. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll go back and touch their little legs up. I can draw some little doodads on his head though. Oh, goofy birds. Goofy, silly birds. I just like this little saying here. Thought we could add this. Kissed by the heavens. Oh, that's cute. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today. Let me know if you're interested in making some blobby birds. I am working on some other ephemera ideas or junk journaling, doodle art, fodder, whatever you want to call it. So I will have some more of those coming out. I hope this gave you some inspiration, guys. I hope you're staying warm. You're finding some sunshine. I hope you find some time to get outside today and find some beauty. And I hope you find some time to create some colorful fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.